Welcome everybody to the Record Label Boss, and I just hit the wrong scene. Hello and welcome everybody to Record Label Boss. My name is AViiO and I hope you're having a great Wednesday. I certainly am. I've been at work quite a bit today, and I'm looking forward to doing Record Label Boss with all of you today. And I want to say hello to Lada Pitchy, to Foxy, and to Meg, who are already in the channel. And today I want to say hello to Arpan because it is Wednesday, so it's Arpan Day. So you'll be able to receive us on Arpan. So hello to everybody on Reddit. And how you doing, my fellow Redditors? I want to I want to say hello to everybody in the Twitch channel and everybody that's on our Discord. Today is going to be a very, very huge and interesting stream. And when I was getting ready to do the show, I was thinking to myself, wow, it's going to be too much. But we have a lot of stuff to unpack today, and we're going to go ahead and do just that. And I'm going to give you a brief overview of the show today, because it says here we're going to have 94 songs, which we're not going to do because it's impossible to do 94 songs on the show. I think the most I've ever done was 80. So you're going to have to bear with me that I'm not doing 94 songs. And that's because I didn't do the Monday show. So on Monday we were shooting Christian Bale's new music video. On Sunday, which we're going to talk about later. And then I didn't do the show on Monday, but the submissions were open on Monday, but they weren't worked on. So now we have Monday, Tuesday, and now it is Wednesday, so we have an extra day added on to our submission period, and that means that we essentially now have about 100 songs, which again, we're not going to be able to do, but we're going to be able to answer all of your questions, give you some news updates, talk to some people, and we're going to be listening to around 30 songs, I would say, and give feedback on them. So welcome to Record Label Boss. If you don't know what it is, you're welcome to ask any question in the chat. If you do know what it is, then welcome back. RecordLabelBoss.com is the place where you can go. If you want to support me or what we do on Patreon, that would be super. And during the show, we're going to have all of the links for you in the corners, down below, etc. And I'm going to say it. If you want your chat to appear with us on the show, then please come us and join us on Twitch. And we're gonna start Record Label Boss right now. Okay, so welcome. In case you're new to this, and in case probably most of you that are on Reddit. If you want your chat to appear on the show, like here or so, come join us on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/recordlabelboss. And then the stuff will actually come up on all of these things. Plus, we have some new things today on the show that I've been working on. And I have some news about various things for which I have 2 new scenes, or essentially it's 1 new scene. I have a talk show scene where it's going to be me and the people that are going to be camming in. A lot of Peachy says, hi Reddit people, yeah. And where I can also run news. And this new scene looks like this. At the top, you can see, the Record Label Boss socials. At the bottom, you can see the chat, and on the side, you can see some news topics that are interchangeable with cameras from people that can call in. So if you're a patron and you have access to the patron channel on our Discord, you can get the link to the cams there, and then you can also cam in and talk with me. And then I'll essentially just turn this news here off, and then the cameras of the guests who are coming into the studio will appear on this side below each other, and then I'll be able to talk with them. So that is my new talk show scene. And of course, I'm using the same scene to put some news up, because old me always forgets, what's new in the label, etc. Because I talk about stuff and then I forget about stuff, and then after the show I'm like, oh, I told nobody about this, So what I figured I'll do is I'll make a scene and I'll put all the news in this way I can't forget it, and I'll talk about them one by one. And today we're gonna talk about the Cygnus live stage, Kalex's new single and music video coming out very soon, the patron mail and the patron Discord channel, the Christian Vale new music video shoot, our upcoming strategy for NFT and our new NFT artists, and the process of signing new artists and where it's currently at, the people that you've heard on the show, and where we're going to go with them, and who's going to join us or not. So these are all going to be the news items. And if I put that together, it would probably be, with 100 songs, it would probably be like a 6-hour show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate, hey Kenny, how you doing? I'm going to probably separate some topics here. I'm going to go through all of the news because that's important, and I really want to do that. If you have some questions, you're welcome to ask. And then I'm going to start also on the songs, but I'm definitely not going to be able to do everything. And Ken says he got stuff from Kay and from Cygnus yesterday. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. Also, the new chat that I have is like a lot more readable than the old stuff, which I hated, which is on these scenes here, which is kind of like a black imprint, blah, blah, whatnot. And this one is, the different format. I don't know. I like it a lot better. Okay. If you want to follow us, up here in the right-hand corner is always the various socials for Twitch, YouTube, etc. So you're welcome. Kenny, your acoustic project is doing exactly the same way as it was doing before I left to Croatia, because we recently just returned from a week of working in Croatia, and nobody's touched a bit on it. Just as expected. However, it's essentially done. I'm just in a creative talking chitty chatty with some people about the cover, but we're ready to launch it at any second. At this point, everything is pretty much done, and we're gonna launch Ken's new album anytime when essentially Lottie and me agree about the artwork. But it's already uploaded at the distributor. It's just literally waiting for me to click OK. To me, artwork is really important, and artwork drives a lot of what artists make as sales. So I don't want to make shitty artwork and have the album fail because people are not paying attention to it. I don't know if I have the artwork here, but if you want to, we could also possibly have a look at it on the show. I don't know if I have it here. I'm doing it on the computer upstairs in the studio, actually. But maybe that would be a good thing for the show, because, okay, first point. I recently talked to Lottie about streamers burning out. And I talked about what people like in streamers and what they dislike. And what many people have said to me, and what has come to my attention, and what is very true, is that people like the talking part of the show, the engaging part of the show, the behind the scenes music stuff, and all of that, a lot more than they like to review endless opuses of mediocre music. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the time for the talk show segment of this thing of mine, which means we're going to talk more about the things that are interesting to you, and it's going to be less of a monotonous, just going through endless rows of songs, because few people are actually interested in that. But people are interested in how are our artists doing? How is our music videos coming? How's the Discord server? When's the next live stage? All of this stuff. And together with discovering new artists. So it's a little bit more like a, I don't know, what's up at the label together with AViiO thing, learning everything that's going on. Because there's so much going on, I actually have something interesting to talk about every other day. It's not like I'll have to artificially make up some topics and have you heard what Beyonce said to Jay-Z? There's actually enough going on. And I know I'm currently completely ignoring chat. I'm really sorry, guys, but I wanted to say that. So we're going to a little bit more of a talk show. We're going to bring in artists. We're going to talk to interesting people. We're going to talk about interesting topics. And it's going to be a little bit more of a show that is for you people that like music. And I want to see behind the curtains of what's going on with people that make music, with artists that are artists, etc. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open a browser. I'm going to pull up Ken's cover and ask you guys what you think of it. It's going to take me a minute, and I want to talk a little bit about covers, if you'll indulge me. The point of covers is a lot of people are saying to me, what do covers really matter nowadays? Because everything is digital, everything is completely free of any physical properties as it is now, and nobody gives a shit about a cover, right? And that is actually wrong. And then there's the people that obsess very much about the artistic quality of the cover and the details. And they are also wrong. I'm going to play a little bit of music here, and then I'm going to tell you why covers matter. Alrighty, let's go to this. And Poopy is Poopy popped in and says, "Hey, how you doing? What's up, Poopy? How you doing?" I was just about to talk about covers. Maybe it's interesting for you too, Poopy. Maybe you have something to say about it as well. So, and yeah, and I'm gonna talk to Lottie about the cover thing, but I'm gonna show you what we have so far. So originally we came from a place where we said, covers don't matter because it's a digital world, nobody cares, blah blah blah, whatnot. And then we came to the realization that the way that people discover music in a like a store format is by thumbnails of covers. People don't look at covers like a full-size cover. Nobody looks at a full-size cover anymore. So if you're doing like a 12-inch cover with a lot of details, etc., that is completely wasted because people are not looking at it. What are people looking at? People are looking at 800 by 800 or 300 by 300 super tiny thumbnails of covers. And if you as an artist can make a thumbnail, and it sounds stupid, a thumbnail that makes people look, then you have a good cover. And not only have we tried this, we also have marketing data to prove that was actually true. Whenever we follow our success formula, which I'm not going to make public, by the way, this is a very interesting and very important point about people. When people go online and say that you can buy their course, their book, etc., because their biggest secrets they're gonna give away, then they're full of shit. Because nobody in the industry that is worth 2 cents is gonna give you all of his secrets, or they're an idiot. Usually those people don't have any secrets. Okay, so what we found in our data is that our formula for making covers works extremely well, to the point to where a cover can create up to twice the impact for the artist's album. A bad cover can see interest fall to 30%, and a good cover will have it at 100%. If we're talking about that, an average cover will go about 50% interest. So a good cover will make your song 3 times as successful straight out of the gate than a bad cover. And it's not about the cover design, it's about the thumbnail design, because as I said, people are gonna see this much from your cover, okay? So there you go. Poopy album cover. I have 2 covers of popular bands you could add to your cover list. Oh, you're talking about album cover. I thought you meant bands covering each other bands. No, both things are actually very interesting in the industry today. Cover songs are also really important because they help you get popular, but they don't allow you to make money. Cygnus, our band, makes a lot of great covers, and a lot of fans come to Cygnus for their covers, and then they stay for their original music, which is a great idea. And this is, by the way, how you should do it, you know. Okay, so covers. Let me pop up. Where am I? I'm here. Image. Create new image. Okay, it's gonna be huge when it comes. And it's gonna be a little bit weird for a lot of you, but I'll use it to illustrate what I do, while not giving you all the details of what we do. All right, so Ken Tucker, who is currently in the chat, this is the current way that we're thinking for his album Naked. Now, Ken has sent us pictures of him being a young boy, etc. I've disregarded all of them because if I put Ken as a young boy on the cover, automatically nobody's gonna ever click it. People don't click covers with kids in pants and you know, shitting themselves or smiling, etc. Because believe it or not, one of the things I found out in the music industry is that kids don't work in the music industry. Cute kids on covers, etc. don't work, and that is very easily explained. It's because a lot of the people that are music consumers that you advertise to are younger. To a typical 16-year-old girl, a baby is the annoying little brother or the annoying little sister. It's not something cute like it is to a 50-year-old person. So depending on who you're marketing to, kids can either be a boon or an actual problem for you. And the second thing we wanted to do with Naked, since it's an acoustic album, we wanted to keep the cover simple. This cover is extremely simple. and has nothing to it. It gives me the feeling of something real. There's nothing fake about this cover. This cover doesn't have any filters. It's a black and white picture of a model that has a tattooed slogan on it that also relates to the album that you can only see and decode if you're really going in close, and that's the Easter egg of the cover. Once the song comes out, you'll be able to zoom it up, and then you'll be able to read it, and it'll be a message. It's in black and white because it pertains to Naked, because it's an acoustic album, and it has the one thing that is really important for Ken's demographic, because Ken's demographic are white males over 50. And what white males over 50 want to see is white females under 30. And whenever we do that, it works really well. And whenever we do not do that, it doesn't work really well. You can be hateful about that. You can not like it, but it's the reality. In music marketing, you have two choices. You can either be successful, or you can be, you can totally, be entitled to your art and everything, but nobody's gonna look at it. So the way that we're approaching this is we're making a cover that says something about the artist, but at the same time talks to his audience. Now, and I'm gonna say something because I just watched the Kevin Kopernik story upstairs on Netflix. That was a pretty cool show. I'm gonna say something that a lot of people might not like, but it's absolutely true and everybody does it. People that listen to country music are like 92% white. And what they generally want to see is also a white woman. And at that, a white blonde woman. And if you look at the data, it's all there. So if you're looking at an audience that is 50 plus, middle to low income, middle to low education, country music, white male, then you have somebody who fits just perfectly for that. And it's white blonde female under 30. So I'm letting you in on a lot of the decisions that we're doing to make a cover. Of course, you have covers like Cygnus do it. They have somebody do artwork. And honestly said, all of the Cygnus covers completely tanked. Cygnus has actually excellent music, but their covers completely tanked. And the artwork that they have with the tree and the it looks like a LSD trip if you look at all of their covers. People have been consistently ignoring that. And so I said to Deneb when we did it, when we got the numbers in, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to put on the cover what people like the most. And Deneb said, what's that? And I said, you guys. Because, people, Cygnus, if you have seen them, they look like the Chippendales of rock music. And 80%, and I repeat, 80%, and I repeat, 80% of their fan base is female. That is insane. So what are you going to put on a cover of a band that has 80% female fans? The dudes in a good-looking shirt, and they're looking good. So you're looking at who are your fans, and you're making cover for your fans. Or you're making covers for your potential fans. And Poopy says, so I can drop a couple of song covers in the Discord. Yeah, absolutely, Poopy, you can. You can put everything on the Discord. It doesn't mean that I'm playing it on the show, but we'll still listen to it and play it. That's part why we have a Discord. Please sell demo. Oh my god, please let me log on is asking. Gotta ask you a personal question. I know this. You're my huge... Why no beard? Why no beard? I had a beard a while ago, but I think that was like in the 2000s. I don't know. I think that is it. I think it was in the 2000s, and then I decided not to have a beard anymore. And hey Yo-Yo, how you doing? Okay, so let me drink some. Okay. So we're still working on that cover, and Lottie and me are gonna, talk about it a little bit, see where we want to go creatively with it, and if we want to make some improvements. But what I wanted to tell you was that making a cover, a lot more thought goes into it than you would think. A lot of people would say it's just letters and a woman. Yeah, it is, but there's a lot of thought on it, and especially for me, it's always difficult because I know that artists want to be on their music, but when I compared the engagement that we got from Ken's Come On Over album to Ken's 30 Years of Blues album, the cover on the Come On Over did perform better. 30 Years of Blues performed really well as well, but not because of the cover. Even though the 30 Years of Blues album cover has an amazing picture of Ken on it. Like my most favorite picture of Ken that you can hardly top. That was made in a series of green screening and that I modified a little bit. But for Naked, we wanted to go with something that felt naked. And I wasn't comfortable of putting either Ken as a baby naked on there or Ken naked on there. And I'm not putting this girl on there naked. It just implies that she is, and that is another thing. It's innuendo, but it's not. And Mike says, except me, I don't want to be on my covers. That's right. Mike is really shy. Mike actually has great popularity values, especially with women in the Arab world and Muslims. So a lot of Muslim females, 40 plus females, etc., like highly appropriate females, have really great values with Mike D. So I'm always saying, if it's something for Egypt, put Mike D on, But, I don't make the numbers. I just interpret them. And Poopy says, gotta ask you a question. Why are you so inappropriate? Because I'm real. There's a lot of things that people... that everybody knows, that everybody works with on a daily basis, but people don't say, and I think it's really funny. I don't think it's a miracle that a 50-year-old truck driver that has the Confederate flag in his truck would prefer to see a white woman rather than a black woman. The only reason why you would say it is not so is because you would ignore the inherent racism in America. That is there. And you just work with it. In marketing, you analyze, and I am a sociologist by trade, you analyze human behavior, you analyze human emotions, and you work with them. If you cannot do that effectively, you're not going to be a good marketer. Marketing is not appropriate, at all. Marketing plays on your fears and your deepest and darkest secrets and everything. The entire Trump campaign, for example, has branded themselves in a way that you can be overtly or covertly racist, because they will always give you an out. So you can say, yeah, black lives don't matter. It's all lives that matter, But the inherent undertone is, quite to the contrary. Other side does it too. It's not only the right that does that, it's the left as well. What I'm talking about is marketing works with emotions. No, Kenny is not racist. That's the whole point. Ken is a very inclusive character, an absolutely lovely character that would make music for anybody without any reservation. He's a wonderful person, but For example, let's make a different example. Cygnus's fans, a lot of Cygnus's fans, because they're doing Viking metal, are in Northern Europe. Would I advertise in a way that I knew wouldn't be successful in Northern Europe? I wouldn't. It would be stupid, because all of their fans are there. So if I were to go, you know, and make a marketing campaign that constantly makes fun of Northern European people, I will be very stupid, because their fans are there. And Jack Dawson says, just tuned in, looking forward for some of your brutal honesty. You're welcome. Talking about marketing, as I said, you have to work with what humans give you. Because in marketing, you don't invent racism. You don't invent love. You don't invent anything. You reply, you respond to it. You don't invent that men like women or other men like other men. None of that is something that you make in marketing. But you use it to sell a product. And there's various ways to sell it. The whole kids and animal thing, for example, I tried for selling music. Doesn't work at all. Because animals and kids are not necessarily connected with the people that usually buy music. They might find it cute, you might get a different audience, but it doesn't particularly work great in promoting music. The time-proven formula that always worked in music is good-looking people, male and female, because music is always closely associated with communication, with togetherness, and with social interaction. So when we hear music, we want to be around other people that look good. When we hear music, we want to be at a party, at a communion with other people. So a lot of people associate great music with a great party, a great dance. And that is always made better by somebody of the other sex that looks really good. So there's correlations between how people perceive music and what people usually feel when they listen to music that they like. And you're using essentially the reverse process, and you associate yourself with the feelings that people feel when they listen to the music that they like, in order to make people like your music. So an example of that, and then I'll stop talking about marketing. I know it's like super boring for you guys. So what can I say that is okay, so a lot of parties in the EDM scene and in many other music scenes have stroboscope lights, you know, the flashing lights. And these lights don't exist outside of parties, pretty much. So most people, when they see a strobe light, they identify that with a party. And you can easily test that by just sitting down, closing your eyes, and thinking of a strobe light. And then think, where are you? You're at a party, you're at a party place, you're thinking of a party place, etc. It's almost impossible to think strobe light and not think party. And these associations you can use to market products. So if you wanted to place your product, which would be your music, at a party, you could advertise it with a strobe light. So if people would see the and this is used in like every EDM music video like ever. So people see the strobe light and your music plays, people assume there's a party going on, people having a good time, people listening to that music will have you have a good time. So it's the reverse association of stuff. And by the way, also darkness, you know, since most music like is in clubs, etc., when it's dark, music is generally more associated, especially dance music, with dark than light. I know that's not as interesting as talking about racist undertones and stuff, but it's just as useful and important, you know. All right, so that's the cover for Ken. Totally got sidetracked there. Gonna turn it off. That's as far as we're thinking. So, all right, guys. That was the first thing. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask. But as you know, if there, I usually answer every question. It's just that people don't like the answers. No clue. Oh yeah, I got something today. That was another thing I wanted to show. I got this package here from somebody, from one of our patrons. I guess I'm not going to show the sticker on the other side because only our patrons know the address. But in it has something, and I was not entirely sure what it was. But I was just again and again, I was like, what is that, you know? So it had in it this bag of eyes, which I can only describe as a bag of eyes. And I'm entirely not sure what this is for. It's a bag of eyes. So someone sent me a bag of eyes, which I'm... and yeah, there's somebody yasing. Okay, Lottie, I guess it's from... I guess it's from Lottie. Because you're the one that always does the freaking eye emote. And I was like... Googly eyes. Why? Alright, let me open this. Does this smell or something? Is it some kind of... How am I gonna put this on? Like this? Wait, I didn't send them because it's funny. So I have... Are they stickers? Oh yeah, they're stickable eyes. They're stickable googly eyes. Alright, so there's 4 of them. There's this little bag that says... Scan with transparency app made in China. It doesn't give out who it is. It was, I think, sent anonymously. Yeah, it says count 0 records in our address here. Sent by Amazon. Oh well, you know. So I could possibly put them here. I'd have googly boobs. I'm going to think of how to use those. Get us sent them. I don't know, but I could maybe like, I don't know. It's difficult. Googly eyes like this. All right, so whoever who sent those, and there seems to be a little bit disagreement. If it was Lottie, Yomem, or who else was it? Has anybody fessed up to sending the eyes? Who's the funny person here? One on each headphone. On the sides? That doesn't work. Because there's this thing here, you know? And people couldn't see it anyway. They could only see it if I turned to the side. But it's possible to put them on the headphones. That could be a possibility. I also could put them somewhere else. I don't want to put them on back here because if Ringo comes, then he's gonna start scratching at them. Oh yeah, microphone. Can you see that? Can you see that? No, not so much. You can't really see that, right? I can put the googly eye on the microphone for showing the eyes on the headphones. All right, I'm gonna find a place to put the eyes. The eyes of death. Okay, so the next item Somebody's coming. The cat is hiding behind the stairs. I see. Is he gonna come? Are you gonna come, boy? Are we gonna have a visitor on the set? The visitor has laid down on the ground and is now rolling on the ground. Alrighty. So are we gonna we're gonna have a chat? Is it gonna be MC chat? Oh no, to this hole. Okay. Okay, my boy. Okay, my boy. Oh no, he wants to run away. He's not feeling it today. He's not feeling it today. Not yet. Okay. The next one. Item number 1. And I'm just really gonna go with this news segment here because I have so much news and I really want to talk to you about it. And then I'll do the music later, I guess. So Lottie has been working on a stage, a live stage for Cygnus. So Lottie, if you want to come in and talk with me about, oh yeah, there she is. Hold on, let me pause this crap. And then we'll talk about Lottie and the Cygnus stage. Hey Lottie, how you doing? We can hear you, by the way. You can talk, huh?
That's exciting.
Hi. Okay, so go ahead and tell us about this Cygnus stage that you're organizing.
No.
Not possible. Too shy. Yeah. It's
bad delay.
Yeah. I know we have a lot. I know we have a lot of delay, but just when I say it could be up to 20 seconds or something, then just go ahead and talk about the stage. Try.
I'm going to have to talk in little bursts, so then I can wait for the delay to go away, and then I can talk again.
No, you can just mute your stream to where you don't hear anything, because as long as you're talking, you don't need to hear anything. And then it doesn't matter what delay you have.
No? Hang on. Okay. I'm trusting you. What do you want me to say about the stage? We're going to have Cygnus do a live stage on Discord next week. Next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Universal Time, whatever it is, which is 9 p.m. for like you Europe people, 3 p.m. for Central America, if Americans need to work out what time that is for them. And we're going to have the guys just come on. I think it's going to be Den and Rooks are going to come and talk a little bit about what they're up to, what they're doing, about themselves, about their music. They've got a tour they're looking into planning and whatnot. They're going to have a bit of a chat about that and whatever. And then we are going to have people come up. It's a audio only thing, so there's no like cameras or anything involved. But there is the option then to actually call people up onto the stage with the guys, and then everyone else can all listen to you guys having a chat. So you can ask Den or Rooks, or both of them, or whoever, any questions you might have, anything you want to know, stuff like that, and just generally have a bit of a sort of an artist meet and greet Q&A session. See how that goes.
Okay, very interesting. And how do people get to this stage? What do they have to do?
Anyone that's already on the Discord is set. All you have to do is whenever the stage pops up, go on the stage. if you're not already on the Discord, you need to go to countzerorecords.com/Discord. Link is in Twitch for everyone on the Twitch channel. So join Discord. You can do that through the web, or you can download the app. Either way, it's free. You sign up, make yourself up a name, whatever. Join the Count Zero Discord, and then next Tuesday, I'm getting deafened by delay. Next Tuesday, we'll have announcements popping up and stuff for you to join the stage. Once you're on the stage, it will be silent when you first join. That's normal. It's not broken. It's supposed to be silent. You won't hear anything until someone actually turns up and starts talking and stuff. But you just join the stage, listen in, and while the stage is actually ongoing, you can be talking to people in the type chat while you're listening to what's being said or whatever, or you can just sit and listen. And if you want to actually ask a question, there is a function in the stage. You can just put your hand up, and that will let me or the guys or whoever see that you want to ask something. And if the time comes, then we'll select you to come on stage.
All right. Thank you very much. This is going to go down on, what was it, Tuesday, November the 8th or something? At some time. Hold on.
Tuesday, November 9th. Tuesday the 9th.
Okay, Tuesday the 9th. So make sure that you join us before Tuesday, November the 9th. And join us on the Discord server. That's countzerorecords.com/Discord. And on Tuesday the 9th, we're going to have a stage organized by Lottie. It's going to be Cygnus. And from then on, we're going to have stages about every week or every 2 weeks. That we're going to have a stage for Ken and for all the other artists, so that once every 2 weeks or once every week, you'll be able to get on the stage with each one of our artists and ask them questions and talk about their upcoming tours and their releases. Certainly with Kenny releasing a new album, that's going to happen soon, and maybe we'll be able to get other people on there as well. But generally, the plan is that all of the people that are releasing artists get these stages for them, and Lottie's going to be responsible for all of this because... Aha! I see somebody's throwing food on my set so that the cat can come here. That is a very good trick. That's, we have a aspiring cat trainer here. Yeah. Does it work with the food? Hold on, can we throw it on? I'm trying to feed the cat into being on the set. We're trying to bribe Ringo a little bit here. All right, super. Okay, cool. Thanks, Lottie, for jumping on. If you have any audio problems, you can turn it or off or mute it now. I'm gonna start playing music, and if you want to say anything, just let me know. Just wave your hand or something, okay? Yep. Okay. Gotta put a little bit of music on here while we're trying to get the cat to do what we want it to do. Cat training at its best. Kitty! Hold on, I think I have to turn the cat cam on. Hold on, do I have a cat cam in this scene? I don't think I have it. Okay. Very, very good. How am I supposed to do a show if I'm distracted like this? All right. Look at that. Look at him go. He loves his treats. Alrighty, so the next point of order for us is going to be K-Lex single and video. Oh yeah, that's a good one. So quite a while back we signed a Japanese blues artist called K-Lex, and he's putting out his first single ever. It's actually going to be a premiere, not like a premiere with us, but like a total premiere. The song is called Why Don't We Shuffle? It's an instrumental blues track. It's an original instrumental blues track, including a video. It's his first release. It's... If you know Kalek, then you know he's technically extremely good. But he also has good creativity. So his stuff is usually really good. He did send us a video that we had to work on a little bit because the quality wasn't so good, so I did something there with it that you're going to be able to see in about 2 weeks or so when the video is released. So if you want to see Kalek's new video when it comes out, you can go to our YouTube channel. That's Count Zero Records YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type Count Zero Records, and the video is already there as a premiere, and you can like put yourself on the notification list to get notified of Kalek's premiere single. And he's currently working on an album and a collaboration. Oh, look at the cat. With Ken Tucker. So there's gonna be something coming out of that. It was a little bit disrupted because Ken kind of like had this little accident there for a while. But there's also gonna be a Ken Tucker and Kalek collaboration. Two great blues people doing something together. We're gonna hear more about that later. For now, that song is just Kalek's first song coming up there for all of you that like blues. Yeah, everybody likes K. Everybody likes Ken too. Everybody likes all of our artists. Hold on, I missed Mike D, but he probably just came in here to say hi and then left. Because I still have something to do for Mike D. No, he's still here. haven't gotten around to it. Okay, so last week was really packed. And by the way, if you want to talk to me or Lottie, you're always welcome to come to our Discord. That's countzerorecords.com/Discord. It will get you to our server, and you can join our server and talk to all of our artists, managers, and staff. I'll be there, Lottie will be there, Kenny is usually there. There's a lot of people there. So good way to meet us. And Lottie's always friendly and waving and making fun and jokes. Even though sometimes she looks like she's Elvira, Mistress of Death or something, you know, she's actually a friendly person. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is Patreon mail. If you, thankfully, are a patron of us, then you get access to the Patreon channel in Discord. I just made that. I just made that some days ago. Where if you're a patron, you get a role and then you get access to the channel. And there's some definitely behind the scenes stuff that we are not posting anywhere else. Simple because it's a little bit too private. But if you're a patron and you're interested in that, that's really good. Plus, if you get in there, you get access to our mailing address, like a physical mailing address, where you can just send us stuff like these wonderful eyes that everybody loves so much. So if you always wanted to send me some chocolate, that's the way to do it, you know. Support the show. I think the lowest tier for Patreon is like $5 a month. And we have 2 patrons so far. It's Foxy and James, and I'm really grateful for their support. Number 4, Christian Bale music video shoot. So a lot of you know that the last week we were in Croatia, and one day of that, I think it was Sunday. How much chocolate do you need? Was dedicated to meeting with Christian Bale, trying to shoot the music video. We ended up shooting somewhat of an interview as well that I still have to cut and everything. But it's a somewhat generic video. It was a day where it was extremely it was somewhat cloudy. It was very cold. It was 3 degrees. And the new song that he is gonna release first is a song that's talking about going to the beach, etc. So even though we were trying to shoot at Lake Jarun, which has a wonderful beach, etc., you can imagine that at 3 degrees Celsius outside, you're not really gonna shoot a lot of great beach footage, you know. So I think we did what we could. We had falling leaves and trees that were turning yellow and brown and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, I'm not entirely sure that we're gonna use the footage that we shot there for the video that says "Let's go to the beach and party." You know? The difficulties of being, you know, in a seasonal thing. So I think you're not gonna see that anytime soon because the footage is just, you know, probably better for another video. We're gonna see what we're gonna do with the song that's coming up from Christian Bale. The song that's coming out next from Christian Bale is actually a really great song because C'est Moi actually wrote it, and so it can only be good if I wrote it. And then Mike D produced it, and Christian Bale did the vocals and the lyrics for it. So many great people worked on that song. How can it not be good? I can't play it to you because it's not fully recorded and produced yet, and I cannot even give you a little bit of an advance because we even haven't sent it to the distributor, nothing. But very soon, I hope there's going to be a pretty cool song from Christian Bale coming out that has a lot of stuff and a lot of artistic input from me and Mike D. Then NFT artists. Okay, this is actually a big one, and it's a little bit more of a storytelling thing, because some of you might know that I not only am economically involved in a record label, I have some other things I'm doing as well. And one of these is BLD coin, which is a ERC token on the Ethereum blockchain. And you can go to the website. It's called bldcoin.com. And BLD Coin's idea initially was to open blockchain technology for artists. That could have taken the form of cryptocurrency, but we kind of like decided against it. We made a token that we have some plans for still, the BLD coin. But we always had planned on trying to sell art and music and other things on the blockchain. And I put a lot of work into this and some thinking with some of my friends. And we have a functional store and a technical backbone that very few artists, other record labels have. But I wasn't entirely sure what we should be starting with, because there's a few endeavors that we could be starting with, but we have a lot of stuff to do, and you have to figure out what you want to do. So what I was always missing was visual artists. And then over time, I came to the understanding that I want Count Zero Records to go more towards Count Zero Media. Some of you might know, and you can go to countzeromedia.com, that we've been working on transferring our artist-run label to more of a art curation company, an art company in its broadest sense, inviting authors, streamers, visual artists, and artists of every type to join us and offer them our services and our friendship, so to say. because we do believe that, number one, a lot of the processes are the same. Distributing art and distributing music isn't so different. And having various artists on your media company, label, whatever, actually is really good and beneficial. So if you have artists that are great visual artists, they can make covers. And on the other hand, they would then have access to, music that they could license if they're a streamer. So there's actually a lot of good business sense in having a company that is a multi-art company, that isn't only a record label that represents only music and only artists, but to become an art company. And for that, I was looking for, among other things, NFT artists. Now, for the people that don't know, NFT is a non-fungible token. It's essentially a little piece of software that lives on the blockchain that can be sold, that can be transferred, that can be resold. There's a lot of interesting technology under it. But the interesting thing for us is that a lot of people are buying NFTs because it's cool to collect. It's kind of like trading cards or soccer stickers, but in a digital way. And we think it's a way to market music. And long before the current discussion about if NFTs actually started, we already started implementing that for our label. And we've had the technology for quite a while. And so I was very happy to start talking with an NFT artist. And I'm not sure how much am I allowed to tell you about the signing of our first NFT artists now. But I'm going to ask Ladi to talk a little bit about visual artistry and NFT artists. And maybe she'll tell you more secrets. Okay?
Okay, I literally have no idea what you want me to say.
Well, about you.
Hi. So I'm here. What do you want me? What do you want me to say? I don't-
We're still practicing.
Is there like a script?
No, there's no script. No. There's no script. There's no script. Just tell them what we talked about.
Like we've had this I'm talking, shush. We literally had this conversation. I know nothing about NFT. Thanks for the thumbs up. That's encouraging. It's okay. My script's coming through now. Hi, I'm Lotta. I'm happy to be here. Type faster. Type faster. Much faster. Hang on, my script's coming. But it's weird. I don't know what that is. Okay. Script fail. I need to fire the script writer. So I don't know anything about NFTs. I don't really understand what they are. I kind of get the idea after we talked. You're welcome, Pat. I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I don't know what you want me to say.
Okay.
So yeah, that's that.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Lottie, for explaining to our to all of our people what it's about. I'm gonna put a little bit of music on now. That was great.
You're so welcome.
Yeah. See, this is why you need. This is why you need a group of people like us, so you can, have some help promoting. But seriously, so one day, Lottie has been working with us for some time. So one day she makes this wonderful, I think it's called chibi of me, like a little graphic of me, like a dude, which I don't know what that is called. And then she made one for Meg, and she made one for Yo-Yo, and she made one for Deneb. And we find out that Lottie has all of this artistic thing, and I looked at some of her paintings, etc. And I was thinking to myself, hey, here is the NFT artist that you've been looking for, because when you have all this technology, at the end of the day, you gotta have somebody who's creative and who can make all that artwork happen. So I have asked Lottie to come on board Count Zero Media as our first signed NFT artist, and to start creating very cool, very modern art for us, in which we kind of like take on the technology and the business part of it, and she takes on the creative part of it, which is exactly what we do with everything else as well. We help artists get to people that like and appreciate their art. And so I have offered her a contract, which she's gonna sign. And we're thinking about some more artists to come on board with us, and to kind of like use a lot of synergy there, because we have, I don't know, we have everything that we possibly could need. We're very versed in anything that has to do with copyright, with distribution, because we did it in music, and now we're trying to branch out into regular artwork. Of course you're signing. Of course you're signing. And I think it's very exciting. I think it's very cool. And I'm looking forward to having graphical artists at our company as well, and to representing them and to try to, make some money for them. And I think it's going to go really, really well, especially since we have musical artists that are really happy if they have somebody that does, art for them, visual art. And because people are just interested in new technology. A lot of people are buying NFTs and they don't even know what it is. It's not only you or various artists. Most people that I know in the space have no idea what an NFT is. And when I told them that I programmed my own cryptocurrency, my own token, people were like extremely impressed. But I can tell you, programming your own cryptocurrency is about one page of code. And I've been a programmer for a very long time also, That's, by the way, that's how I got into music, by being a programmer and using computers, and then finding out that you can make music with computers. So I found out that in the blockchain space, most people, I'd say 99%, have no idea what they're talking about. They're just there because other people think it's cool, and so they're like, yeah, it's cool, I'm also gonna do it, and I have token, and I have this and I have that, and they really don't have any idea of what's going on. And Lottie, yeah, but you have something that they don't have. You are actually an artist, so we're connecting the artist, the technology, and the economy. And I think it's going to be cool. And I talked to her already. The first NFT collection I want to have, or I think would be cool, is to have every one of our artists turn into an NFT, to have a great graphic of each one of our artists, and then to make exclusive NFTs that people will be able to buy and have. And that would also include that artist's biggest hit as an MP3 that they could, keep and use. So a high quality NFT that's probably going to be, sorry, a high quality MP3 in the token that's probably going to be off chain, because otherwise the minting costs are going to be too high. So if you know more about NFT, I can elaborate on that, but I'm not sure. So the graphic, the metadata, and everything else is going to be on chain, and there's going to be a link to a song that's going to be on chain, plus there's going to be certain rights to the song associated with it, meaning that you can, I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe people want to, you know, be able to use that song in their streams. We're probably going to include the right to include the song in your streams, to include the song in your artwork, maybe a remix license or something. But the idea that we have for the NFTs is that it's not only the visual art, it's not only the musical art, it also has actual legal benefits so that you can do something with that artwork. So you can take what that artist has created and then create something else from it yourself. So in this in this way, we're also kind of like sharing and collaborating with people. And I think that's very, very cool. And Lottie says, okay, any Count Zero Records artists currently watching, please send me your face. Yeah, Lottie needs images of your face so that she can turn you into a graphic, which we will then turn into an NFT. Yeah, it's not a problem. You can be off camera. Don't worry about it. So that is happening. That's actually very exciting. I was very happy when I was talking to Lottie about that, and I think it's gonna be good. I've already seen some rather dim-witted people like Gary Vee and others project that NFTs are gonna be the end of record labels, but that's only because people like Gary Vee and others have zero idea of the music industry, or actually of most industries, because they're like, yeah, fans are gonna fund their recording by selling NFTs. And this is also a point I want to elaborate on. You are not going to sell an NFT if nobody knows you. You are not going to fund the recording of your album when you have zero fans. Because when you don't have fans, nobody buys your shit. And it doesn't mean if it's virtual or real, people just don't buy your shit. The reason why labels and other organizations to help artists on the way exist is because they help them when they're unknown. The first time your typical music consuming fan hears about a musical artist is when they surpass the $1 million a year budget. Before that, 99% of the world's population of music fans don't know who you are. And if you know anything about the music industry, you know that the difficulty is going from 0 to 1 million. Not to go from 1 million to 5 million. Because once you have already an ongoing artist operation that makes you a millionaire every year, that is completely different. And then, of course, people will buy your NFT, and then you don't need a label anymore. But the difficulty is getting to there. So I've been watching these TikTok videos of one after another guy saying that, you know, people are going to buy NFT from you, and then you can record all the songs you've ever wanted to record. That's like saying it's really easy to get to the moon, just use the space shuttle. Yes. If you're the head of NASA and you have the money to pay for it, the technology exists, but the difficulty is paying for it and actually getting to it. So the difficulty for an artist is going from 0 to $1 million annual income. And then you can start selling NFTs, because before that, nobody's going to buy shit from you, because every day 45,000 songs are released every day. So that makes it a whole lot of songs that are released every day. And there's 5 million releasing artists in the world. So there isn't enough money in the world so that music fans would even buy just one NFT from you. They will buy absolutely 0 NFTs from you because they don't even know that you exist. And the reason why people buy NFTs from dumbasses like Gary Vee is because he is famous and they're listening to his motivational, oh my god, TikToks, to where he talks about the hustle and how he made his money buying soccer cards at a thrift store and then selling that for more money, when in reality he inherited a $1 million business from his dad and then he just picked up the money. Like so many guys that are giving this economical self-help on TikTok. Do it like me. Yeah. Inherit lots of money and then pretend you made it by yourself. So don't listen to these people. The problem for you as an artist starting out is going to be you will have 0 fans. Then you'll have 1, you'll have 2, and at a certain point you'll have 3,000. But out of these 3,000 fans, maybe 10 will spend money on you. And you'll have 3,000 fans once you've already been in the business for 2 or 3 years. So the idea that, you know, you would be creating NFTs or you would have a website where you sell your music, etc., is complete bullshit, because nobody's ever going to go there. Nobody's ever going to buy anything from you, because even theoretically, just by the volume coming out, it doesn't work out. If there's 45,000 songs every day that are released, that means all of these songs need to be financed. Every song costs about $3,000 to make. So you'd have a daily financing requirement. Let's just quickly run that down. Of 135 million. Then you have 365 days in the year. That's 48 billion a year. And that is just, then all of the songs would be funded. So if the global music market would triple in size and all that money would go into independent musicians, you could fund your music with NFTs. But this, what I'm calculating here on a pocket calculator, most self-declared gurus will not be able to tell you because they have no fucking clue. So whenever you see a guru video on TikTok, just turn it off. Most of these people got to their money by being lucky. They either inherited it or they did something extremely stupid and got famous with it. Usually they inherited it. It's usually what happens. So unless you have $49 billion, then funding music through NFTs is not going to work. Would it be possible that fans all around the world would shore up $50 billion annually? Yeah. But knowing the reality, the answer is probably going to be no. Because, and here comes the point, all that money would be lost because the global music market now does not make $50 billion for these people, which means these $50 billion would be something that for the most part would be lost. And I know it's a little bit boring for some of you, but I want to finish off by saying funding your music by NFT or direct sales is a theoretic impossibility. It's going to be possible for certain people who are extremely good in self-promotion, but for everybody else, it's not a feasible way because there's just not enough money on the market to fund every artist. Because fans will be throwing about $50 billion down the bin every year, and that's not going to happen either. So, coming back from the economic annoyance of AViiiO, I'm going to go to new artists process. So, I had 6 artists that have arranged calls with us to begin negotiation about joining the label. And out of these 6 artists, what happened was that 3 didn't show up. So 3 of them didn't show up, and they didn't send me any message, and I don't know why. And it just happened today as well. And I have to again, you know, say how interesting it is that somebody would go through the trouble of paying to submit music to us, submitting it to various labels, and then, you know, doing that, receiving the mail from us, going to our website, registering an account, looking for an appointment, booking that appointment, and then not showing up. Yet still, 50% of the people that book an appointment with us never show up. And that number can only be helped, and we know that, by us calling them, at which point they will say, what? Oh, I totally missed that. Oh, it's already that late. Oh, it's already that early. I thought it was on another day, etc. And generally, we don't give second appointments to people. So the people that miss their appointment with us usually don't get called. And out of the people that actually had an appointment with us, I'm gonna have one tomorrow with Nick, I think. They have been, you know, most of them have been offered a contract, and we'll see how it progresses there. But what I wanted to tell you is that out of the thousands of submissions that we get all the fucking time, it whittles down to an extremely small amount of artists that go into serious consideration with you. Because it seems to me that most people just make music for a little bit of self-confidence building. Very few people actually want to be artists and have never contemplated it seriously. All right, so I really don't have anything to say about that. I think 2 to 3 people might be coming on board anytime soon, and together with the NFT thing, we're looking anywhere from I would say 1 to 5 new artists for this month. And that's pretty good. Actually don't need more. But my tip is, if you want to be successful in the music industry, you should totally appear to the meetings that you have requested and you have set the time for. Because we have this nifty app where you can pick the time and date, you know? And it'll be on my calendar. So it's not like, oh, I didn't have time, you know? They pick the time and date. Because you never know. You meet everybody twice. But it's also kind of like, it serves as a test of dedication or intelligence. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to work with people who don't appear to meetings that they asked for. All right. That was that. Can I get now on the Riddle Become? Yeah, I can get back on the Riddle Become. And now Lottie's in the little circle down there. Dun dun dun. Excellent. Alrighty. I think we can now review some music, even though, oh man, I've been talking for 1.5 hours. Oh. And now I'm like almost without voice. Let's play some music because I don't have any voice. Let's start with the first song for the day. Okay, we got 98 now. Some people have sent something. It's gonna, I don't know. First song. Michael O.
Yeah, can you just set that napkin right there? I'll probably need more. Thank you.
Let's listen.
Best believe when I come through, ooh, I got some plans for you, me, and your friend too, ooh. Put your money where your mouth is, we can parlay-vous. The only one at the table and I'm eating for 2. Just me. I'm chubby but I still flex. I know a model, she don't make me do no Bowflex. No way. At your parents' crib and they showing me more respect. Yes, man. Put on your shoes for a minute and I leave them stretched. Jesus, peace, concave your chest. Shawty vibes, cause her pocket's just as big as mine. Go for a ride, 2 twin turbos on the cruise line. I roll a of the skunk just to go up. Your new girl, my old chick, I just glowed up.
Decent effort! Exclamation mark. Okay, track with vocable with vocables. Ah, man, I got ahead of myself. With vocals that remain improvable over the entirety of the track. Full stop. This is definitely where I would start working and improving. Full stop. All the best and cheers! Exclamation mark. Sounds like he's 12. But he's not. That there's a music video. This was one of these songs to where you're like really, really wondering. You're like, why does this dude have a music video? This track is like 100% not gonna go anywhere. Es Rio Medusa.
Travesuras, pone en su story que se va a quitar la ropa. Tú le mandas un mensaje de pendejo, ella te ignora. Ella nunca se enamora. Ella es la fruta prohibida. Ella es la medusa, ten cuidado porque ella te usa. Dulce como uva. Ella es una víbora en la cama que.
Decent effort! Exclamation mark. Okay, reggaeton that lacks a little bit in melodic content, full stop. I would try to work on it a little bit more because other than the rhythm, there does not seem to be much to the song, full stop. All the best then, cheers! Exclamation mark.
Baby, get lost in this moment.
Next one is Irakli Minatze. Nighttime, melodic techno and house, deep house EDM.
Get lost in this moment. Coming alive in the nighttime. And oh, close your eyes.
Lotti,
Let it all go.
Lotti.
Burning bright in a dark sky. Coming alive in the nighttime.
3, 2, 1. Underwhelming drop. I am underwhelmed. My scene switcher files are gone again. How the fuck can this even be? I don't know how this is always the case. Scene switcher with a fade. Plus from the 2 to the 1. After 15 with a fade.
Baby, get lost in this moment. Burning bright in the night sky. Said we could get lost in this moment.
I'll be like a little bit skinny switcher.
And oh, close your eyes. Let it all go. Body and mind. Burning bright in a dark sky.
Okay. Yep, we're gonna say no. It was a 90-second one, so no feedback. Good. Next one is Fat Flea from Virgil.
Had to get my grind right. Diamonds on me, they shine bright. Just bought a new watch, then flooded the face. Can't tell if the time right. Can't pay him no mind. We ain't really in the game, and they hand from the sideline. Boy, I'm about to be done with the socials. Too much cap on my timeline. Got a top-notch bitch trying to fuck on site. I just go with me a couple of pints. Hey, phone been jumping, I've been up all night.
Decent effort, exclamation mark. Okay track that remains monotonous both in vocals and in music and melody. Full stop. Would definitely work on some variation and more melodic content. Full stop. All the best and cheers, exclamation mark. Drafters, about you. Folk Americana Acoustic. Ken, it's for you. I like Ken Tucker. Who likes Ken Tucker?
No more whiskey, no more wine. Sleeping pills to pass the time. Well, I saw you by my side. But if you don't see what I see, then, well, we don't see eye to eye. A day late, $1 short. Not sure what I'd do this for. She kept it simple, I didn't do the same. Now we know which one of us is to blame. Now we know which one of us is to. Oh, how can this be worth it? I've been thinking.
Oh, there's timing error.
Since I've been sinking, well, now I'm pushing through the.
All right, now it's going in all kinds of directions because it's not in sync with anything.
Yeah, I've been drinking, fire me up with bullets, with everything that ever was about you.
Okay, I feel this is self-produced. And it's just at certain points of the song, certain things keep going like, you know, like. I'll save it for later though. Put it in the second round because it's not bad, but the production definitely made me question some things there. Maddie Rogers, just one day, country. It's Ken Day today.
I know you're leaving soon. I knew last
I
time
know you're leaving soon.
I told myself
it's all so soon.
give anything. Just give me one more try.
Give me one more try.
You stay.
You should never squeeze your voice, you know. This what people do to sound American. It's really funny. It's usually people that are not American, and this guy's from New Zealand. Try to be American is they squeeze their voice and they go like this. I'm a lady. Hello, how you doing? You know, but you sound like Kermit the Frog. You don't sound like him. Like you don't sound like Ken. You just sound like Kermit.
One more night, baby, just one day. I can turn it around. I can almost see the rain.
Ken says he tried to be American all the time. I'm not sure you can do it. You can try to be Austrian or Croatian. You could visit Lottie in the UK. That's maybe close, you know. You can go to the Chippy together. Kenny and Lottie go to the Chippy. Sounds like a children's book that we can make. Kenny and Lottie went to the Chippy. There they found some chips.
Make you stay. One more night, baby, just one day. I can turn it around. I can almost see the rain.
I don't know.
Just one night, baby, just one day.
Decent effort, exclamation mark. Do you see the effort? No, dude. Decent effort, exclamation mark. okay if a little bit generic production with the vocals that seem to be pressed a little bit in order to sound more, more American, full stop, would improve melodic content and try to sing unpressed, full stop. All the best and cheers, exclamation mark. Of course you couldn't say unpressed because it knows only unimpressed. I don't even know if unpressed is a word. And people are always like, that dude gives feedback, I don't understand what he means. That's how I be, that's how I roll. That's how it is here. And I would listen to Bleary, It's Over. Alternative indie R&B rap. Okay, that's a wide range of stuff. Very attractive. I think it would go really good with the ladies. Thanks for resubscribing to Yomim. New subscriber, Yomim 46. You just resubscribe for 2 more months or 2 months or something. So thanks, Yo-Yo, for giving me your Prime. In return, I will maybe invite you to my house. But just maybe. We didn't have any parties this year, so I couldn't invite him. But we'll see. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me again, asshole, I want my patron shout out. What do you mean? Big Kenny wants to get his nose pierced. Do we have another patron? What? Yes, we do. How could I miss that? How could I possibly miss that? Did they even assign the benefits? There's some due. Oh my god. I totally missed the patron. It's so bullshit, Rocky. I missed Lada Pichi becoming a patron. When did that happen? October the 31st. That's why I missed it, because I was at the freaking Halloween party. What? Well, in this case, I'm gonna say thank you very much to Lottie for becoming a patron. That is very hot of you. I'm going to immediately give you the patron role. You're like collecting roles here, my dear. It's not going to show, I think, because Patreon is below staff and you're staff already, but still. And yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop this boring song. And I want to say thank you to our patrons, which are Lottie, Foxy, and James. So today we have 3 patrons, and I missed Lottie being a patron, so I'm totally gonna be like, thank you, Lottie, for becoming a patron. You're super awesome. And in the future, I hope I can work with you some more because I like you. And I know that you promised me that you're going to do a twerk dance for me because I really like that. And whenever you're ready, I would be ready to receive it. oh, damn it. God damn it. I forgot again. How can I be like this? How can I be like this? I again didn't do the thing. Peter. Man. All right, but it's like super important that we have patrons and that they support us because it's for us. It's really. It's the only thing that stands between us and oblivion, really. Record label boss image pack. Okay, you got that because it's automatic access. I'm checking that you get everything you need. Record label throwdown official. Yes, well, you got that because it's automatic. And you're gonna get your special merchandise item, Lottie, completely automatic. Somebody sent me a message there. Foxy sent me a few thumbs up. I'm looking. Thank you. Excellent. And on my Patreon, by the way, I've made it to yay, one new patron. Lot of pitchy. Hold on, gotta go here and send. Love the twerk. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Good. Everything should be working for you there. You're gonna get your merch, your special merch item. At a certain point, Patreon's gonna send you like an email like, "Hello, Lola Pidgey, you're receiving your merch item, blah blah blah, whatnot," you know, and then you'll get it. I think it triggers after the 3rd month or something, and then you'll receive a package with a merch item. You have already received my undying love, and I'm really happy that we now have 3 patrons. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. And now I'm gonna say no to Bleary. Decent effort, exclamation mark. Okay track that remains a teeny tiny little bit of boring most of the time, full stop. I would definitely try to add some elements to add more interest, full stop. All the best then, cheers, exclamation mark. All the best in cheers. All the best and... Alrighty. Yeah, so if you want to become a patron of our wonderful channel here, you're welcome to go to patreon.com/recordlabelboss and do that. This is Sarah Sims Shadow Hunters. Hunter. A hunter. A shadow hunter. Shadow Hunters, okay. Yeah. What? Hold on. I'm just now reading this. And Lottie says, twerk for you anytime, Foxy Boo. How is this? How can this be? How can this be that there's going to be twerking for Foxy, but there's not going to be twerking for me? I feel very discriminated now. I feel absolutely discriminated. This is not okay.
How can the emptiness replace our fear?
Oh, good question from Lottie there. So Lottie is asking, how is Patreon as a platform overall? Like, are they reasonable to creators? I have to say that I am in the 11% program. So if you give them 11% of everything that comes into Patreon, you have access to all of the features of the website. There's one tier above that is like premium, blah, whatnot. I didn't need it. It was like 15%. And below that is a tier that is like 5% or so. So for most people, they will be taking 10% of what you're getting. Let me just quickly check that out. And I think that's reasonable. Not necessarily for the technical. Okay, Pro Plus merch, 11%. So I'll and then there's a payment processing rate of another 4%. So it takes about 15%, I would say. I'll quickly make a screenshot of that, and then we can talk about that, if that is fair to creators, because I think that's actually a fairly good question, and it's something that's rarely talked about, because a lot of people don't know that Patreon actually takes money from its creators like anybody else does, you know. Right, there you go. So here's the plan. Oops. Here's the plan. Pro Plus merch that says here 11% plus all the tools to master your membership, blah blah blah, and then there's 5% payment fee for under $3, and 3.4% plus 35 cents over $3, and that comes down to since most patronships are above $3, there's I don't know what's under $3. That would be a little bit weird to me. So it would be 3.5% added onto the 11. That will be 14.5, and then 35 cents extra. So you're coming down to around 15%, and that is for using their website. Because we have all the technical capability of doing patronships and things like that. It's just that people trust in Patreon more than they do in you as an artist or the label, etc. And we've had this program for quite a while, and we were not able to attract any patrons. Actually, we have one patron that supports Cygnus on our own patronship program, to where we pay 0%. But people are just more comfortable in supporting creators with Patreon because they know Patreon. So, and of course, if you're not like us, who have the technical capabilities to do everything that Patreon does, then it really pays off for you, because then the 15% are really good. For us, they're lost, because we have a payment processor, we have an online store, we have access to merch, and we have membership content all on our website. So we are paying the 15% because people trust Patreon more than they do us. That is pretty much the thing, you know. So I feel it's better to pay somebody 15% than to have nothing. And it's not too bad, you know. But it's more than most people think. Most people think it's like, oh, it's free or something. It's not. So if you make $100, it means they're taking 15 out, so you get 85. And that's about as much as people pay tax in many countries. So it's a quite significant amount of money that they're taking out, but there's like no alternative to it, because as I said it, if you put up like on your own webpage, hey, support me, people will not do it. And it's the same with the bits on Twitch, by the way. So Twitch takes about 60% of the money from bits, and you as an artist get 40% of the bits, you know. And of course, Twitch is pushing the bits because they're making most of the money for it. And so people generally donate more bits than they do anything else, because they can say they donated that amount of money to you, but it doesn't come to you, you know, as a creator. So they're donating mostly for Twitch, and with Patreon, they're donating mostly for Patreon because they could as well donate to you directly, you know. And Yomim says he's buffering every 5 to 10 seconds. Yep. There's nothing I can do about it, man. It isn't me. But it is to the point, and this is how I want to finish about Patreon. It is to the point where the tools that they're offering work well. They're not very invasive. They give you all the data, which other platforms do not. Patreon is one of the few platforms that gives you access to your patrons' data, so you actually know who the people are, and you can send them messages, etc., you know? Because a lot of the support platforms that are out there try to disconnect you from your patrons or your fans. I mean, if you look at Facebook and Instagram, they do everything they can possibly do to disconnect fans from artists, because they give the person who is followed absolutely no mechanism through which to contact his followers. So if you make a post on Instagram, they will not show that post to all of your followers. They will only show it to a select few followers. So when you're building a following on Instagram, you cannot communicate with these people. So, and this is another thing we're working on in the label. We're gonna retreat from all the platforms that disallow us from directly connecting with the people that are following us. So if you have a platform that disallows direct contact from bands to fans, etc., eventually we're going to leave the platform, because it serves no purpose to us. Because our mission is to bring fans and artists together. And if the platform does not allow that, and instead says you have to pay me if you want to contact your fans, then the platform is useless. Because I could do that to begin with. I don't need a platform if I have to pay them advertisement to contact fans, because I can always do that. So I don't need to maintain an Instagram channel if in the end of the day I need to pay for everything I do. Decent effort! Exclamation mark. Okay, and very calming song that remains a little bit monotonous and probably could be improved in songwriting. Full stop. All the best and cheers! Exclamation mark. So yeah. By the way, we're retreating from Facebook and Instagram. Just not immediately, but gradually. Because Facebook is just, I don't even know. Facebook has many great things for advertisers, namely that it lets you advertise really well. But Instagram not. But they're both platforms to where there's no engagement other than like paid engagement. At the moment, Facebook and Instagram are becoming mostly platforms for people in second and third world countries and older people. So they're very popular in countries where technology isn't so readily available, that new apps and new phones are available everywhere. So people use Facebook because Facebook is available in most countries. And a lot of the older people are on Facebook because I don't know why. It's always been like that. So at the moment, if you break it down, Facebook is for old and poor people, and Instagram is for nobody. Because Facebook has purposely ruined Instagram. I think that's the only reason why they bought it. Is to completely fuck it up. Facebook is not the OG. There was a lot of services before it that were similar. I don't know why everybody liked Facebook. There was like a million other services that were similar to Facebook, and all of a sudden people were like, yeah, the Facebook, we gotta go to Facebook. And I never understood the fascination with Facebook. All I know is that all of my non-IT family members all around the world are on Facebook. They can literally not operate a computer, but they're all on Facebook posting shitty memes and stupid slogans, you know. There's the quality of content on Facebook is just abysmal, but it's the place where you can contact your Aunt Gemina that has absolutely no technological experience, is available in no other service, but she will be on Facebook posting pictures of her grandkids to everybody who doesn't want to see it. It's a phenomenon. And Lottie says when MySpace fell, Facebook took its place, and that's why it's old people on there now. Yeah, I was on MySpace too. Yeah. You could do a lot of stuff, and before that, there were other services that we used for community building. Mostly BBS services, you know, bulletin board services, forums, and chat rooms, and various other things, you know. I think Facebook will forever be like the home. Decent effort, exclamation mark. Okay track that remains improvable both in music and in vocals, full stop. All the best and cheers, exclamation mark. Not bad and keep working, full stop. I think Facebook is gonna be like old person country. It's gonna be mostly seniors and Afghans. We see huge numbers in second and third world countries because the availability of Facebook, and huge numbers of older people. So if you want to reach older people, you want to reach technologically disadvantaged countries, Facebook is definitely your best bet. I think that Instagram is going to be replaced by TikTok because nobody cares about photo content anymore. Now that you can make video content, nobody cares about photo content anymore. And people have seen enough of the fake, you know, Instagram travel pictures that people just don't want to see that anymore. So, I mean, in theory, you can post photos on TikTok as well. And TikTok is now what Instagram used to be. Fairly clean interface. Quick access to content. Boop, 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 boop. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Consume some content. Get out. That's it, you know. Instagram gets more Facebooky with more buttons and pushies, and they have like a whole gallery of buttons now. Before that, you used to have one button, share the content, you know, and then it's like stories, and then it's like reels, and then it's like this and that, and just stupid, Dumb and Dumber, really. Lottie says, as computers and mobiles and social media, etc., became mainstream, Facebook was the one. That's right. The one my generation taught our parents, yeah, my grandparents to use because it was the one everyone used. That's right. Absolutely share that. You're right. And I think that we will happily stay on Facebook to advertise to 40 plus. But I think that Facebook is just gonna have like a complete exodus of people under 40 because technologically it's so slow and so lame that I don't want to use it anymore. It's kind of like time consuming, and then you have this whole thing going on Facebook, this whole like, I'm very uneducated and I never went to school for anything, but I'm excessively expressing my opinions, which are completely unfounded, have no basis in reality whatsoever, are extremely aggressive and harmful to society, but I'm pushing them on everybody. I am posting my crap everywhere, you know, and I'm not even saying what kind of crap, because then people can have a discussion with me, but I feel like Facebook is like an interactive meeting room for a bunch of Christian missionaries that are on crack, you know. There's a lot of missionaries on Facebook, and I don't mean actual missionaries or actual Christians. I mean that in a sense of like, there's a lot of very stupid people that want to convert you to their way of thinking very aggressively, and they usually say, "Help! Help! I'm being oppressed. My opinion is being oppressed." Nobody wants to hear my opinion. And that is completely true. Because if you're super stupid and you're super uneducated, nobody wants to hear your opinion. And it's not because there's any kind of larger background to it. You're just unimportant. And nobody wants to hear what you have to say. But nowadays, you cannot say that anymore. You have to say, oh, everybody is important. Everybody's valuable. Everybody's opinion matter. When in reality, everybody knows that is not the case. Not everybody's opinions matter. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the world in a situation the way that we have it now. I don't think that anybody in the world has elected to not have enough food. So their opinion, I want to have enough food to live, does not matter at all. And there is a lot of people in the world whose opinions don't matter. And Facebook is full of people whose opinions don't matter, who are very upset at the fact that their opinions don't matter, and then need to convert you because they think, you know, somebody's out to get them for it. Aha, okay. Sorry, the music was being cut through the I look like the guy from Pawn Stars. Thank you. One day I'm gonna have as much money as he does. If you didn't, his opinions also don't matter, but at least he got rich with entertainment, so. And now I'm gonna stop talking about. Okay, hold on. I think for Facebook, says Foxy, it was partially connected to the uprise of touchscreen phones, yeah. Yeah. But I've never in my life have I seen so many unqualified opinions as on Facebook. And I think the second place where unqualified opinions live is Reddit. Never seen so many dumb people talk about things they have no idea of and then aggressively up or down vote somebody who has a lot of idea what they're talking about. I feel that Reddit is for example, a platform that's extremely toxic to experts, because I think in modern society, everybody's an expert. You know, everybody knows what they're talking about. Oh, I know what I'm talking about because, I don't know, I was in the cornfield once, so now I'm a farmer. I've seen a music production from 3 kilometers away, and now I know everything about the music industry, you know? Everybody's an expert. Everybody's an expert. And on Facebook, you have it more to what, like, older people and a little bit more right-leaning people, but they're experts on everything. They literally know everything. And then on Reddit, you have like younger people, a little bit more left-leaning, and Lord knows they know everything. But it's mostly a society of people that know everything. And the funny thing is, they're all super uneducated. They have no idea what they're talking about. And anybody that goes into these echo rooms where people are essentially just reaffirming what they want to believe, everybody that goes in there and actually has something to say or has some kind of education knows what they're talking about. It's aggressively downvoted and shouted down because they don't want to hear that anymore. It's idiocracy. And it's like that movie. The idiocracy is coming. The rule of the most stupid people is coming because they are the majority, and the majority always rules society. And if anything can describe what has happened in the last few years in the world as an overarching trend, it's that the idiocracy is coming. It's cool and totally acceptable to be stupid and uneducated, to not care about anything, to live only on your preconceived notions, to exist only by stereotypes, and to not know anything about anything. So it's totally cool to be, you know, the more stupid you are, you know, the better. And the more aggressively you voice your opinion, the better, and everybody will love you for it. And this is what I think is extremely sad. And now I'm going to read some chat. A lot of Peachy says you need to spend more time on toxic Twitter. I think the only reason why I'm not talking about Twitter is because I'm really not using Twitter. I have never been a user of Twitter. I really never got the point where I need to have this like short message service where somebody tweets like something and it's like 2 sentences. Like I just took a dump and Bitcoin boosted 10 points. I don't know, maybe I'm stupid, but I don't get the point of Twitter. I never did. Nothing that was ever provided there for me was of any value. I just don't get it. And Foxy says Facebook is a hellhole with a diabolical algorithm. It's freaking amazing how that thing works. Yeah, it's because, and it essentially came up in that interview with that one whistleblower that wasn't really a whistleblower. It was that Facebook actively reaffirms people's stereotypes. So the preconceived notions that they have, the stereotypes, the things that they want to have, the Facebook algorithm aggressively reaffirms that because that is what makes them stay on Facebook. What does make a flat earther stay on Facebook? If Facebook shows him exactly what he wants to hear, the earth is flat. Here is the stuff you want to see. And Facebook's algorithm optimized, based on human emotion, the time that people spend on their platform. How can you get as many pedophiles as possible watching your content? You give them what they want to see. How can you give as many fascists on your platform and keep them there? You give them what they want to see. And it just continues on there. Every negative stream in society, every horrible thing that you could possibly do is reaffirmed on Facebook, and people are shown what they want to see. People are shown information that is known to be untrue, but it makes them stay on Facebook, so they are shown the information. People are shown things that have been disapproved as lies 50 years ago, but they're shown it on Facebook as if it were true. I once had a discussion with people in network marketing, multi-level marketing, self-help marketing / and there's some books that a lot of these people are referring to, and they were talking about these books, and some of them even had read the books, and I got into that room and I said, guys, you know that guy, I'm not gonna say any names now, that you're talking about, that created a genre that is so imperative for you, this book was a lie. Nothing in it is true. All of it is untrue. He essentially made it up, and gullible people bought it because they thought it was real, and that's how he made his money. And people in the room were like, what? No way, this is true. And I said, no, you can look it up. Yeah, point me to the resource. And I linked them some articles where the guy had been convicted, and where the real story was told. And people were shocked. People that had spent, I don't know, 2 or 3 years following a certain dude pushing this, how could I say, this aggressive sales technique that a lot of people are doing now, no matter if it's Dan Lok or other people. They're like, buy this self-help course to make you rich instantly, blah, blah, blah. And in that community, that book is very famous. And I said, look, guys, you are fraudsters, and your big boss was a fraudster, and nobody in this room is not a fraudster. Literally everything you said in the last half hour was a lie, because everything you said about that guy's book was a lie. Everything you said about the guy that copied his book was a lie, because it was all untrue, and everything you're telling your customers is a lie. Does fraudulent selling work? Yes, because they're always coming to you saying, but it works, the system works. Of course the system works. When you lie to people, you can cheat some people. Nobody's ever said that being a criminal doesn't work. So we're living in a world where everybody elects what information they want to see. And some people want to see proof that the black people are to be blamed for all that's wrong in America. Some people want to see proof that the white people are to be blamed for everything that's wrong in America. And Facebook is the arms dealer that happily supplies arms to both of them, and that lives off the idiocy of these people not understanding that they're merely being fed what they want to hear. And as long as we as a society let that continue, we will see a fragmentation into a million pieces, because dumb people will be served by content platforms like Facebook in the most aggressive possible way, and many times outside of the boundaries of law, because they say, we are a transmitter. We are not to be made responsible for the content that's on our platform. If somebody lies on the platform, it's totally okay. You can literally make a graphic about any politician and say, such and such is a pedophile. And you can post it on Facebook, and 257-year-old grannies will share it with their grandchildren, saying, I always knew that guy was strange, and here's the proof. And the proof is some dude making a random graphics file saying politician A is, I don't know, a drug user. So are we as artists responsible for content? Yeah. Is Facebook responsible for content? Yeah. And unless our society doesn't get to the point to where we take responsibility for content, as long as we listen to weird alien robots like Mark Zuckerberg, who is obviously a sociopath, and I'm, by the way, not entirely sure what's wrong with Elon Musk, but it has to be some quite significant damage to his brain. As long as we listen to these sociopaths, our society will become sociopathic. It will become what they are, because they are molding society in their image. And their image is the image of a sociopath, of somebody who's a very bad person, essentially, who doesn't give a shit about anything and everything and just cares about themselves and where they could possibly go. These people would happily accept any form of crime, any form of exploitation of workers. I mean, if you're looking at, and this makes me so sad, the working conditions that these top tech companies offering their workers, how wonderful Amazon and Tesla treat their workers, and any other tech startup, it's like, have they not learned anything in the last 2,000 years? They obviously haven't. They're treating people worse every day. People are saying, man, we should really, we should get rid of minimum wage. We should let people work 16 hours a day. We should, it should totally be okay to sell yourself into slavery. That should be cool. We need that for our new tech company. I mean, I'm digressing a lot from the show right now, but platforms that actively promote stuff like that are platforms that I really don't want to be on, even if there's a lot of people there. And notice someone says, I need to know who's on the bottom of the screen. She's Lada Pitchy. She's one of our, she's community manager in Count Zero Records and NFT artist. She's waving. See, Lottie, people are always peeking you, and they're like, who's that woman there? Okay, that was just a sidetrack on stuff, I've never seen so many medical opinions as in the time of Corona. Everybody was like, everybody knew everything. And people that have no idea of statistics all of a sudden said that the one or the other number, oh, that is not true, that is so. Everybody was interpreting, It was funny to watch. Decent effort, exclamation mark. Okay track that could use some little bit more direction, but it has some good parts, full stop. All the best then, cheers, exclamation mark. So, at the end of the day, we're looking for a platform that isn't toxic to the point to where I really don't care. I would just I would be totally okay if these platforms just turn your algorithms off. Make it random what you see. Make it so that you see what you subscribe to plus 30% random content, But they don't want to do that. They want to keep people on the platform as long as possible. And if that means that they have to show somebody the worst possible content, they will happily do that. And here comes society, which is going to have to say, look, if you want to, see, I don't know, somebody torturing a cat for 5 hours, we as a society do not want that to be on the platform. Because Facebook would say, hey, that's great content. They're torturing a cat until she dies. So many people are going to watch that. That's really great. And TikTok will be the same. They have no inhibitions in their capitalism. They will do whatever they are allowed to put on the platform to make money off. And then we as a people have to think, do we want that? And Foxy says it's always hilarious when football meets elections, and when Corona was mixed in, it was like, whoa, yeah. That was... all of a sudden, everybody was an expert on everything. So I think my rant is like about we as a society need to take charge of what we allow to happen and what we don't allow to happen. You cannot leave it up to a group of 100 sociopathic, fascistoid people that only care about themselves. That is a recipe for disaster. A lot of pitchy. You must choose only one social platform for all your content, connection, whatever you want to present. It all has to be on one platform. Which platform do you choose? That's a good question. That would be very, very difficult for me to say, Lottie. Okay, so Lottie posed a question. If you could only choose one platform to communicate with your friends with, which platform would you choose? I didn't know what to answer until a few months ago, and now I would answer Discord, because it's not a platform. Discord is more like a service and less of a platform, and if I would have the choice, I would not use a platform at all, because the difference between the platform and a service is that a service doesn't moderate you. And platforms aggressively manipulate opinion and behavior. This is how they make money. And a service is just somebody who provides a server to you, a meeting place. I think, I think of Discord more as like a landlord who rents you an apartment. And Facebook is more like a fast food restaurant. In Discord, you get like the empty room, and you get to do with it whatever you want. You can paint the walls, and you can put pictures, or you can not put pictures, and you can talk to each other. You can be alone. You can be with 20 people. Doesn't matter. They will never interfere with what you do. And Facebook is like McDonald's. Everything from the second that you enter the restaurant to the second that you leave the restaurant is completely planned out. And extremely regulated, and they try to guide you as much as possible. And this is why I like to do, by the way, vacations by going to apartments. When we make vacation, we never go to a hotel, we never go anywhere. We rent an apartment, usually from a private person, and then we try to live like the people that are there live. It has its limitations. You can only, you're only there for 2 weeks. How can you live like somebody that lives there? I know, it's a joke. But it's much better than going to a hotel where the only experience that you're going to have is the experience of the hotel. If you go to a Hilton hotel in, I don't know, Bangkok, what is your experience going to be versus the experience of somebody actually living there, So, yeah. I have to say that Reddit is also pretty good in that regard, but Reddit has this weird, with the up and down votes. In the beginning I thought it was a great idea, Now I think it's a stupid idea. Because every piece of content that I know to be excellent was downvoted into oblivion. Not necessarily what I made, but also what other people made. Because there's just more stupid people than smart people. So if you let people vote on what is the reality, the dumb, uninformed, and untrue version will win, because there's more stupid people than smart people. So if you let people up and down vote and essentially determine what they want to have on that platform or what they think is true or not, you'll get to a platform where the majority determines everything, and everything that the really smart people say gets immediately cut out. And that's idiocracy. So Reddit is aggressively moving towards idiocracy. The dumbest people that are the majority on the platform will tell you Spotify playlisting is the way to go in music marketing. You know, and there's no way you cannot tell them, because they'll downvote you into oblivion, you know. Hold on, I gotta drink it a little bit. You see me coughing and shit. And of course, I would ideally for our artists have a platform that lets us engage fans, that lets us reach out to fans and say, hey, we have good content, do you want to have it? But that is economic necessity. So the first criteria is that you are not separating us from our fans. And Discord doesn't separate you from your fans. You have direct access to your fans, your people, no problem. Can have nice community building. The second criterion is, does the platform provide organic engagement? And for example, what I'm doing right now is organic engagement. I'm broadcasting the show to Reddit, and at the moment 10 people are watching it. Sometimes when it's more, 20 people are watching it, 30, 40 people are watching it. And I have very little effort because I'm already broadcasting this show somewhere else. So Reddit does provide a good amount of engagement, you know. TikTok, if you like to do dances, provides engagement. And, you know, that's, you know, pretty much it. Facebook, Instagram, it's only if you pay. Spotify doesn't provide you any engagement anymore. iTunes, just every distribution channel that is used to is in and around music doesn't provide engagement anymore, because they found out that engagement is money, you know. So they're now only selling engagement. So platforms where you can only get engagement for money are not good for anybody. They're good for very large companies that can buy huge amounts of engagement. And this is why you see mostly extremely large companies advertising on Spotify and iTunes and things like that. Because those platforms are essentially dead for engagement. You're not going to pick up a single fan there. What you're doing is actually you're picking up the fans and then sending it to them. And this is what a lot of people get wrong in music marketing. They're like, oh my god, I got 2,000 plays on Spotify and 50 new fans. But it's actually the other way around. These people did not discover you on Spotify. These people discovered you, and then instead of becoming your fans, they went to Spotify, followed you there, and they're now Spotify's customers and not your customers, because you don't have their email address. You cannot send them an email. You can do nothing. So what a lot of musicians are doing is they're actively driving their fans to a platform that will isolate them from their fans, because this is what they do. And this is why music marketing for a lot of people doesn't work, because they're doing exactly the opposite of what is successful or would get them anywhere. But you can't tell them any otherwise, because they believe all the... Because of course these platforms are making a lot of advertisement. And they're like, have you done your Spotify playlisting campaign today? No, motherfucker, I haven't, because it's useless. No. Okay, so what do you think of the new talking format so far, where I talk a lot and we play a little bit of music? But the problem is that my personality comes through in this format a whole lot more, and my personality is not something that a lot of people... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that is going to be a commercial success. Foxy says Spotify sucks. Yeah, I hate them. But they're going to be history soon anyway, because they provide absolutely no value at this point. They have the worst streaming platform. They really hate artists, and the only reason why they survive is because they essentially gave away a lot of their stock to all of the major labels, and they're the big collaborators now. But I don't know. I recently got a free Tidal subscription. I'm going to show this into the camera just because... Not because I'm a fan of Tidal or anything. I just want to raise a point. Because Spotify has had such a huge campaign of destroying artists' income. And Spotify has told every artist, we're not going to pay you money anymore. You need to give us your artistry for free in order to get your music out there. And now what's going to happen is the next thing that will be saved and cut from the costs of everybody is the platform. And people will say to Spotify, you know what? I'm saving the money for Spotify because I don't need you anymore, because I have... Can I do this? I have Tidal. And I'm not associated with Tidal. On my phone. Why do I talk about Tidal on my phone? Because it came for free with my phone plan. Our company has a bunch of phones with a company called Telenor or something in Croatia. And part of the benefit that we have is that we get a free Tidal subscription. So we get the $10 that the subscription costs for free with our phone plan. And that is the future of Spotify. To be a service that costs $10, that costs $9, that costs $8, that costs $7, that costs $6, and that at the end of the day will be given free to you if you just buy a phone plan. Because nobody wants to pay for it anymore, and people are just going to give it away for free. And at that point, huge distribution companies like Spotify, people will find out that they don't need them. And this is where blockchain comes in. Because why would you not, I don't know, buy an NFT for us with music? Or just go to our website and buy the MP3s for 99 cents per MP3 we're offering. And have high quality MP3, keep it forever, and never need to stream again. Which, by the way, doesn't work if you don't have an internet connection. Dumbest idea ever. Take music, put it online, and then while you're jogging and you're in the forest, it's like buffering, no connection, you know. But you can buy premium and download it. Shit, that's what I did with my MP3 player 20 years ago. You're offering me technology that's 20 years old as a revelation? Wow, you know. So I have an MP3 player. I don't know. I don't know where it is. But why would you not just simply buy your MP3s from Count Zero Records? It takes 2 minutes, and then you can have them on your phone forever, and you can listen to them as many times as you want. 99 cents to the artist. That's it. Why would you stream the same song over and over and download it and download it and download it and download it again and download it again and download it again, and every time you listen to it, you download it again? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we're just gonna have a phone plan where the music subscription is free. And you know what? Tidal does pay us more than Spotify. It's so funny. We even get more money. I get... Look, at this phone, I'm going to tell you what the business model is. The business model is the following. I get Tidal subscription free with my phone plan, and every time I listen to my own song on Tidal, I get paid 3 times what I get paid on Spotify. So not only am I getting the service for free, I'm also making more money by playing my own music. And that's the market that Spotify is in. You know what I mean? Because they made it a race to the bottom. They made it a race to let's not pay anybody anything. They made it to where people assumed music was free. They said it's cheaper. Hey, it's cheaper again. It's cheaper again. You don't have to buy any music. Just get it for free from us. It's so cheap. It's so cheap. And artists for a long time have said, hey, what are you doing? Why are you pressuring us to sell our music cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper? We're not making any money as it is anyway. We're going to have to pick up second jobs because all of our income over the last 10 years has essentially completely cratered. And nobody can survive as an independent artist anymore because you're not paying them anything. Average income of independent artists has increased by 99% over the last 10 years. Decreased, sorry. People are hardly making any money with selling their music online. And Spotify said, yeah, that's how it is. But now you have educated all the consumers that music is free. And the next question that consumers have is, Spotify, why should I pay you? The artists aren't getting paid. Why should be the only person that gets paid Spotify? Don't see that. I'll just go to somebody who does it for free. And this is where we're going to go. So, I hope they die. Because we don't need them. Nobody needs a store that takes 95% of the profits. That is not a store. That is slavery. A store is somebody who takes a certain share of your profit and gives you the rest. And what I dislike so much about Spotify is that they have a system in place to funnel all the money out of the flow before it gets to the pool from which artists are paid. It's the dumbest trick. I've seen it done with companies over the last 30 years. You're essentially draining a company by making it pay all kinds of bills. And at the end of the day, you say, oh, look, there's no money left in the company. Yeah, because you bought yourself a car, you bought yourself an office, you bought yourself all kinds of stuff. And then you say, well, our costs were so big, there's nothing left for artists. Now we can only distribute this very, very tiny bit here while you're living. Oh yeah, this number was so great. Spotify's offices cost more than they pay independent artists. I'm going to repeat it. Spotify pays more for their offices than they pay out to independent artists all around the world every year. Their offices are more than they pay all indie artists. It's magic. It's magic. And then people are like, let's advertise on that platform. Yeah, let's advertise on that platform. Should totally do that. And Foxy says, I like this new format, more talking about the behind scenes and stuff like that. Is there any rivalry between streaming services? I mean, like one service would turn you down if you put your stuff on the second one. No, they can't do that. They don't turn anybody down. They're essentially all not paying you. So it used to be that you sold a CD for $10. Out of that, the production cost was about $1. Then you had distribution costs of maybe $2. So at the end of the day, for a CD, you had $7 to distribute. Then many times the label would take, I don't know, 6, and the artist would get 1. And every fan would buy it because that would be the way that they would listen to it. So if you had 10,000 fans, you'd make $10,000. If your label was completely fucking you. If your label wouldn't be fucking you and it would be Count Zero Records, we would get $7 in the front gate. We would take 3.5, we'd give 3.5 to the artist. You'd have 10,000 fans. You'd make $35,000. So if you sold, if you made an album, you had 10,000 fans, you could live off just off that. That is it. Boom. Living off that. Not great, but live off it, you know? If you now have 10,000 listeners on Spotify, you don't make 35,000 a year. You don't make 3,500 a year. You don't make 350 a year. You make 35. You make 1,000 times less what you used to make 20 years ago. You make 1,000 times less than what you make 20 years ago. So no, they don't refuse any distribution, because for them it's all free. Because these services only pay out to artists what they want. Their contract states, if you send music to Spotify, we will pay you what we want. And what we want can change at any time. They're not obligated to pay you anything. So why would they refuse music? They're taking your music and telling you, we're going to pay you whatever we want. And the rest of them pretty much the same. Some of them pay you more because they want to pay you more. Some of them pay you less because they want to pay you less. But all of them only ever pay you what they want. None of them are obligated to any specific price. You cannot distribute your music saying, I want this music to be sold for this price. That doesn't work. You can send it to them and they will sell it for whatever they see fit and send you whatever they see fit. It's like a farmer going to a supermarket with, I don't know, 10 cheese wheels. And the supermarket would take the cheese wheels and say, I will pay you for these cheese wheels whatever I want, and I'm going to sell these cheese wheels for whatever I want. And I will only tell you afterwards. So once I sold the cheese wheels, I'll tell you what you get. So the farmer says, okay, 10 cheese wheels, I think that's what we said. One cheese wheel is usually $100, you know. 10 cheese wheels will be $1,000. 2 months later, he comes to the store and said, okay, I'm expecting around, you know, $1,000, $2,000. And the store says, so we sold your cheese wheels for 50 cents each. which means we made $5 from them. And from these $5, we're going to pay you 50 cents. And the farmer says, are you fucking kidding me? These are cheese wheels that are worth $1,000 altogether. You're going to pay me 50 cents? And they say, yeah, that's the contract. We buy for whatever we want. We sell for whatever we want. And we pay for whatever we want. And you can take it or you can fuck off. But I can tell you one thing. We have so much money and we make so much advertisement that nobody's ever going to come to your website or buy your stuff directly from you if you don't give it to us for free. If you don't give it to us in this way. And then the farmer says, wow, well, then I'm going to quit being a farmer, right? And then they make a campaign. Earn money with making music. Work now with Spotify and earn money making music. Become a Spotify artist, upload your music to Spotify and earn money making music. Become a worldwide superstar, earn money making music. Become a worldwide superstar, tour the world, earn money making music. And then they spend millions of putting that message out, and all of a sudden, you have 5 million artists that are like, oh my god, I'm gonna make money, I'm gonna be a superstar, let's make music and give it to Spotify. And so they do. They make the music and they give it to Spotify. 5 years later, they found out that they get $20 a year for their music. And they're like, oh man, fuck it, I'm gonna quit being an artist. You know what Spotify does? They do another campaign. Earn money making music, be an artist. Earn money making music, be an artist. And it continues. As long as they find people that are dumb enough to give them content for free that they can sell and make money off, the system works. Artists want to be famous. And artists are specifically advertised to by become famous, make money. And there's one more thing about artists that is a very big secret. They're usually naive, they're gullible, they're greedy, and they're incompetent. 90% of artists are all of these four. They're gullible, greedy, incompetent, and naive. And the ones that are successful are none of these. But most of them are. And am I restreaming someone else? I don't know what you mean. I am me, Ikani. I'm just here. Yeah, it's an attack on all artists. Why do you think people are quitting in droves? People are finding out that you can't make money as an artist anymore. And it's really difficult. And it's not talked about. And they're now trying to do it even more. They're now trying to have legislation enacted that artists can directly sell their music to Spotify and they can directly get paid by Spotify, to where labels would be forcibly cut out from the relationship between artist and store. And they're not doing this to help artists. They're doing this to get rid of the last group of people that still know what the fuck is up. And those are the indie labels. Because indie labels generally are more on the side of the artist than on the big tech companies. Indie labels, and I know a bunch of owners now because I am in the Austrian Indie Label Federation and because of my job. Most of these guys, I would say, are fairly solid. I wouldn't work with all of them. Some are a little bit sleazeballs. but most of them are like artisty types. You know, they're like on a mission to bring artists to the world and make money doing it and stuff, you know. I don't know, they're not your typical capitalist weirdo like Elon Musk or Zuckerberg. They're more like artistic weirdos, you know, but label artistic weirdos. And they're generally on the side of of the artists, you know. So they're trying to get rid of these people because they are still unionizing artists. They are still defending artists' rights. There's still somebody that prevents from taking the last 50 cents from the artists. And that is usually the smaller labels. And all of the organizations in and around performing rights organizations, the whole ecosystem of music, that is not the big ones. So now they're trying to make it to where artists can directly work with stores so that Spotify can make a user agreement saying, you know, you give us your music for free and we will absolutely not pay you anything ever, and just be done with it. And then they don't have to pay anybody royalties anymore, and they can live happily ever after. So at a certain point, it's going to come to where being on Spotify is not going to matter for us anymore. Because for us as a label, the income from Spotify that we get every year is, I don't know. I could buy a camera lens from what Spotify pays us as a label. A few $100s. We actually make 95% of our money from direct sales. And for direct sales, I don't need anybody. I don't need Apple, I don't need Spotify, I don't need anybody. They're not fucking paying us anyway. Why would I need them if they're not contributing to the artist economy at all? So I see that in a very easy way. You know, currently we're on Spotify because maybe somebody will be a fan on Spotify, but I have seriously considered taking everything off of Spotify and just not having it there. Because why? You know, why? They're not bringing any fans towards us. And I think more and more people are going to make that decision and say, it's irrelevant anyway. If somebody's not paying me, why would I give them products? They're not paying me and they're not giving me fans. Why should I give them product? What would it be? Because, by the way, what's in planning is that you as an artist are going to have to pay Spotify to list your music. So all of these 4.9 million indie artists in the second step will have to pay Spotify to be listed on the platform. And then it will come to this very interesting situation to where not only artists are not paid, but they have to pay themselves to be on there. And they will say, you know, if you want to be on Spotify, it's $10 a month. And if you don't pay it, then you just cannot be on Spotify. And Spotify thinks that that is going to be huge income. They're going to make 5 million times 10 times 12. That is their current super secret business plan. Super secret retard plan. 5 million artists are going to pay them $10 each, 12 times a year, and they're going to be making 600 million with that. That is the plan. Yeah, so it's 11 o'clock and I'm probably going to get out of here. I haven't reviewed a whole lot of music today, but I did talk about a lot of stuff, and I feel it was actually not so bad. And eFox says that is just, I believe that there's no word to describe it, but it's exactly that twice over. And this is what we're coming back. The limitless greed of new tech. The limitless exploitation of every human being by new tech. The complete disregard for society by new tech. These fucking psychopaths are ruining our society, and we cannot let it go on. And the more people know about it and talk about it, the better. Because people are talking about, is AI going to destroy us? While these people are breaking down everything that we erected in the last 200 years. I'm not afraid of AIs. I'm afraid of Mark Zuckerberg. I'm not afraid of AIs. I'm afraid of Elon Musk. I'm not afraid of AI. I'm afraid of Daniel Ek. Because these people have 0% ethic, 0% moral, and 0% moral fiber. Nothing. They would literally kill you if they can make $20 from it. These are people who will not give a shit if this world goes to hell in a handbasket, because all they want is their own money and their own power. So, am I afraid of the AI apocalypse? No, absolutely not. Because any reasonable robot would be better than a psychopathic human. And that is it. And this is the point. They're just never done. They're never done with taking advantage of you. So it only ends when you don't play the game anymore. But so many people are happily playing their game on Facebook and everywhere. And every day people are playing the game. You know? And this is how it is. But, you know, you always have people that are good. That are different. And we'll see how it all turns out. But I think ultimately amateur musicians will get rid of labels. But a situation will establish where they are going to be the ones paying what the labels used to pay for them, you know? And every one of the people that asked to sign to our label, that I asked, do you want to keep 100% of your rights? Do you want to be in charge of everything you own? But in return, you pay us for what we do for you. Every one of these artists said no. I don't want to pay any money for promoting my music, doing PR, working my copyrights, doing my contracts, doing my accounting, declaring my taxes. None of it. Not a single artist have I met to this day that has taken a contract that said, you remain full control of everything you make, but you pay us like you would pay a cleaning lady. No one is even willing to pay us $15 because they don't believe in their own success and they don't believe in their own music. At the end of the day, all of the artists that I've met so far think that they're gonna fail and their music's never gonna sell a lot, and this is why they happily give up their percentage. And the only thing they want is, I don't want to pay any money for anything. And I can tell you that if you don't want to pay any money for anything, you will get exactly that worth, you know. It's very difficult if you want a lot of people working for you, but you don't want to pay them. You're gonna have to pay somehow. And in a sense, it's small labels that still believe in people. Artists generally don't believe in themselves. When I say to an artist, artists come to me every day and they're like, I'm such a big artist, I'm gonna blow up, everybody's gonna listen to my shit. Oh my god. You now have the chance to work with me. I say, okay, keep all of your percentage. Just pay me $100 a month. No, I'm not gonna pay you $100. And I said, well, you just said to me you're gonna make tens of thousands of dollars every month. And you don't want to pay me 100? That would be like a super tiny amount. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna pay you money, you know. And I said, oh, so you're gonna pay with your rights? Yeah. And that was very weird to me. But everybody I worked with was always happy to pay with their rights. And none of them ever wanted to pay with money. Now, I understand that a lot of artists don't have money, but in a Spotify economy, there isn't going to be a label anymore that says, I'm going to work for you if you give me your rights. Because Spotify is going to say to you, your music isn't worth shit, you're going to have to pay me. And this is why record labels will continue to exist. Because labels provide funding, expertise, and workforce for people that could otherwise not afford it. And one more thing and then I'm going to quit. Spotify tried to start a record label. You know how long that lasted? I'm going to let you think. 6 months. They started a record label and it lasted 6 months. You know why? Because they said too much work, too little money. They literally said too much work, too little money. This is not what we want to do. This is a shit job. We have to do a lot of work with all these artists and we're getting paid almost next to nothing. We don't want to be a record label. We want to be Spotify. And you know why they didn't make money as a label? Because in the entire system, Spotify funnels all the money that the fans pay out of the system and nothing is left for the artist. But if nothing is left for the artist, also nothing is left for the label. And they figured that if they would be on both sides of the aisle, they wouldn't be able to make money with the label because they're already taking out all the money on the other side. So you can suck on an empty bottle, but no beer is gonna come out. And so the Spotify label was done within 6 months, you know. And every other organization that said, you know, that trumpeted, oh, we're gonna make an indie label, we're gonna do a label for the artists, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. It's Apple Music this, Apple Music that. There's a whole bunch of big tech companies that said that they were gonna do what we here at Ground Zero Records do every day. And they all quit. Too much work, not enough money. And so, yeah. I don't think we're gonna have any competition anytime soon. Because they're making millions with hardly lifting a finger. Why would they do what I do? Make very little while working all the time. It's just not something. And when I talk to people and they're saying, oh, record labels are done, labels are done. Labels aren't done because they're doing what nobody else wants to do. And that is working with artists. This cannot be made by a computer. It not be made by software. Nobody's gonna get on the phone with Ken Tucker and talk to him about his upcoming tour. What big tech specializes is on tasks that are repeatable, that are always the same, and that could be scaled in a technological way. But providing services to an artist for their tour, for their promotion, etc., being on the phone with them, talking with them, is that chorus good? Is it in key, out of key, blah blah, this, etc. Those are all personal services, and those require people that have skill, knowledge and labor hours. And that's exactly what these big tech companies do not want. They don't want to be on a phone with 50 artists. They don't want to work out a marketing strategy. They don't want to plan a tour. They want an artist to fill out some kind of form and then automatically generate lots of money. Okay, and with this I'm going to leave you for today's Record Label Boss Talking Edition. I know that some of you were very interested in this, some of you probably weren't. But I think that for me it's a lot cooler. And I'll review the music some other day or somehow else. I want to thank you all for being patrons. I want to thank you all for being followers and fans. I want to thank you all for living and existing, because that's the reason why we're here. I want you all to think about how you support artists and how you support art. By the way, journalism the same. If you don't support journalism, there's not going to be any journalists that tell the story how it is. There's only going to be bribable mouthpieces that will lie on TV for whoever hires them. So also consider that, you know. Consider and with where you put your money determines how the world will look in the future. I'm gonna be back on Wednesday. My name is AViiO. This has been Record Label Boss, and I love you all, and I'll see you on Friday. On Friday. Melodi's like, what? I'll see you on Friday, okay? And meanwhile, join me in the Discord and chat with me, and I'll have a good time with you. Have a good night. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Tomorrow, Meg's Beauty at 1600 Central European Time. It's Meg's Beauty on Thursday. You don't want to miss that, because it's going to be produced by me, and Meg is going to do some totally awesome makeup, and you can watch me swallow a lipstick. See you tomorrow.